G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the southwest side of the map, we've got the one and only Don Arty playing the English. His opponent who is on the opposite side of the map, it is Big Snooper playing the Holy Roman Empire. Now unfortunately we are casting these games live and that means that we don't always catch the entire set. So I am able to tell you that at this point in this set, so if you're watching this on YouTube, just know that there is no first game in this series. This is the second game in this series, and that is it. Don Arty is up 1-0. So this is match point at the moment. If Don Arty wins this game, he goes through to the next one. But by the same token, if Snooper wins this game, then they go through to a match 3. So that is what Don is going to be looking for. He's looking for that victory. You can see he's currently ranked at 48. Snooper ranked at 179. Now, if you're unaware of these two players, let me begin to inform you as we talk about what is happening in this game. So Don opening up with a double scout opening. No surprises there. This is one of this is Mongolian Heights, which is known for the vast amounts of sheep you can see up here towards the north. So many sheep up here. But Snooper going to be doing a little bit of a secret dock, and I like this from Snooper. Very smart decision, but I'll be honest with you, it is fraught with... How do I finish that sentence, chat? It is fraught with issues. It's going to be so easy for Don to just, like, deny this completely. Fraught with danger? Yeah, fraught with danger. Like, a single outpost right here, it gets shut down. He walls this in. Outpost right here. It's all over, Grover. Yeah, and I think Don scouted that as well. Yeah, he has. That's going to be tough. So let's talk a little bit about these two players, about their history. Now, you guys will be familiar with Don Arty. If you've been around this channel for more than a minute, you will know that Don Arty, he's kind of a big deal. So he comes from Age of Empires 3. And this guy, I mean, he's a poker pro. He does that in his spare time. And when he's not playing poker, he's playing Age of Empires. He's having a great time doing that. And yeah, he used to play Age of Empires 3 back in the day. Has moved over to Age of Empires 4, and he was notorious for just his ability to sort of drive the meta. So, yeah, I mean, he was just a meta setter. On the other side, we've got Snooper. So for anybody unfamiliar with Snooper, Snooper is also an Age of Empires 3 player. So we've got a little bit of a battle here that goes back, way back. But Snooper is also a fellow Australian. So, look, if you like the Australian accent and you're looking for somebody who's quite talented at the game, you can see Snooper sitting at rank 179 at the moment, excuse me. Then, yeah, by all means, I'm going to leave a link in the description. Go check out Snooper. Handsome guy, good-looking fella, got a great accent, really good at Age of Empires. I mean, these are all things that girls want. So, girls, if you're watching this, make sure you go check out Big Snoop, all right? I'll leave the link in the description. But let's talk a little bit about this game. Very delayed gold here coming out from Snooper. Now, that's to be expected because we have got ourselves a bit of a wall, or a bit of a wait, where are all your fishing boats, Snooper? We're at 3 minutes. You should have had 6. You should have had 6 fishing boats. Not really. So it's going to be a little bit delayed because obviously he is on water as well. Fishing boats a bit more expensive than they used to be. And you can see he's going for multiple walls here. Very curious that he'd be doing this. Before we sort of get into this game, I just want to do a quick assessment when it comes to the relics. It plays an important part for any Holy Roman Empire game. We've got 2 on the side of Don Arty, 3 on the side of Snooper. He's going to be extra happy with that. We'll check in with Snooper, actually. He does scout the first one, does scout the second one, does scout the third one. He knows where all relics are on this map. And he's going to be very happy that he's managed to secure 3 on his side. Has the slightly bigger side. But look, it's always going to be that way, unfortunately, when it comes to maps like this. I mean, this one here isn't particularly... I mean, it's about as far away from each other. The only difference is one player's got a choke point between them. But, yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a tough spot. But Don, now, heading up to the second age, he's looking to have some faith in his Strelbora. For anybody unfamiliar with the word Strelbora, it actually means string bearer in Old English. So, yeah, if you hear me throughout the cast calling out Strelbora just sort of randomly, it might seem random. It's not. I'm attempting to inspire Don Arty's troops. And I don't want you to think that, that there's a favorite in this game or that I've got a favorite as a caster. That is not the case. It's just sometimes, you know, you get carried away. And speaking of carried away, Don Arty getting a little bit carried away here as he stands in the middle with his scout. Prevents that wall from coming up. So a little bit of a mistake coming out from Snooper, not doing that wall trick. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Oh, Snooper going for a second walling segment. Is he going to be able to get it off? He's doing the wall trick. He's trying. Oh, get it. Sneak in there and finish it off. Oh, he does it. Oh, Snooper, the outplay. Oh, the brain, the size of a walnut, in the head, the size of a watermelon. What a guy. What a guy. Manages to get it out. Villager probably going to be going down for it if he's not careful. There is double scout out here. But Snooper now going to be able to age up. Villager is trying its best to run back. I mean, it's a pretty long run back, and... he just gave up. He's like, you know what? You know what? I'm not getting out alive anyway, so I'm going to take you with me, boy. And he just takes him out. Actually, he's German, so it would have been like, you know what? I mean, a wall for a villager, probably worth it when you think about it. Like, the English player, he's going to be looking to be aggressive, but, I mean, he's going to have to walk all that way up there. The thing is, right, we talked about this in the beginning of the game. Don Artie's very easily going to be able to come down here, puts down an outpost. He just puts his longbows down here inside it, and it's going to shoot here. And then he puts a dock down, and he trains a single galley, and then he just wins. Like, it's very difficult, and I think that's primarily because of the way that the water is positioned here. So, as an example, if he was to do that up here, if you were to put a dock down, I think if you put a dock down here, then you're fine. Yeah, it's weird. It's just like from how the water is positioned, he's going to get funneled in. So a really difficult spot. Now, I could look to put a second outpost down here. I don't think it's necessary. Bit of an overinvestment. Going to be having a galley coming up soon for Don Artie here. Trying his best to get Snooper out of the game nice and early. Ark and Chapel coming up behind this. So Snooper looking to convert the fishing economy into what appears to be at least some sort of fast castle. 8 villages here on gold. It doesn't look like he's got the prelate out there, but... he kind of needs it, I'll be honest with you guys. Well, not the best Ark and Chapel. I mean, it's kind of hard having a good Ark and Chapel on this map. Maybe, I think the Ark and Chapel probably would have better been positioned here. And then you just drop a new lumber camp right there. Because you're buffing up these vills, but you're not touching the gold mine. So if I was going to rate this Ark and Chapel, and you guys know I do like to rate a good Ark and Chapel. I'm out on the street, I'm walking down the street, I spot a chapel, it's not an Arken, I don't rate it, I rate the Arken. So this one... probably a 1 out of 10, unfortunately. I mean, yeah, it's a 1 out of 10. Why is it a 1 out of 10? I mean, you can't give it. It's kind of like Uber Eats. Like, you can't rate it. If you could rate it a 0 out of 10, you would, but you can't. Like, you have to give it at least 1. And so I think that's the case here. I mean, he picks up the town center, the sheep on it. He picks up the tree line. That's it. There's nothing else to it, though. And speaking of nothing else to it, it looks like the dock out here for Snooper not going to be having a lot of luck. But yeah, the big thing is he doesn't pick up that gold mine and picks up, I mean, he picks up the wood line, but unfortunately it's only the one, the wood line. Doesn't pick up berries, doesn't pick up his deer, doesn't pick up a stone. Really not a lot of resources in that, unfortunately. So yeah, unfortunate for Snooper there. Sometimes you get him, sometimes you get got. But speaking of getting got, Don Artie on the other side of the map, continuing to get got. He's got plenty of longbows out here. Going to be adding in the blacksmith, so I expect we're going to have siege engineering coming through very soon from this guy. You guys know he loves to do it. Actually, it might be +1 that he gets through first. He's playing the English. Don is a big fan of the English. He loves the English. He shuts down this water completely. Now, one of the things that Don could do if he wanted, he could transition his own position over here into a fishing economy. He's shut down his enemy. It's just going to be a matter of time until that dock is dead. He's got the outpost standing nearby, so... why not transition it into your own fishing economy? You got the dock now. You might as well. Now a little bit of a raid coming in here for Snooper. He's got, we'll take a look at exactly what he's got. Age up, that's what he's got. Stable has come out. I mean, for the most part, I think Snooper's doing well. Is he though? Is he, Drongo? Is he doing well? I mean, things aren't going to plan for him in that he's lost his water economy. I don't think there was any real way he could have defended this just because of the double scout opening of Don. He needed to get an outpost up on this side. That is the big thing. He needed to get an outpost up on this side and then at the same time needed to have a gate in this wall. That was the big thing for me. And he hasn't been able to do that. But moving forward, he is going to have access to the relics. You can see he's managed to get 3 prelates out already. These guys are just going to be trying their best to pick up these relics as quickly as possible. Don is not in a position to deny them. So he's got the 3 legs of Exodia completed. He's got the 4th leg that he's still... well, it's not the 4th leg, it's the chest piece. The chest piece of Exodia is what needs to come through. So you need to think about it. I mean, from the perspective of Don, he's like, yeah, I'm doing well. I've shut down the fishing economy. Well, yeah, you've done well. You've shut down the fishing economy. You've stayed alive. But you're sitting on 32 vills. Your opponent is sitting on 28, so they're behind you by 4, but they've got 3 relics, and they're heading towards their regnits. And they've got enough food under their town center. I mean, that's 7 sheep. Let's just do some quick math here. 7 times 250. That's a lot. That's 1750. He's got enough food here to give him enough villagers and to get up to the next age. I mean, just. If he drops a mill here, he'll have more than enough. But he's going to be easily able to just power into full Lancer production from here. I think this could be I mean, Snooper could definitely win this game. I think he's definitely in the strong position at this point heading into the mid game, especially having all 3 of the relics. That's the big thing. Often when I talk about the Holy Roman Empire, I talk about the three legs of Exodia together with the chest. The 3 legs being each of the relic, the chest being the Palace of Swabia. That's the most important part of it, because that means it essentially puts you up to a 4 or a 5 town center boom. Now, he doesn't need to be on that right now. So what he needs to do right now is he needs to get a lot of villagers onto wood. He needs to be dropping down houses. He can't be housed right now. Please don't tell me he's got anything coming out of this. Okay, good, he doesn't. What is he doing? Oh my god, no. Snooper, what are you doing building a Hulk? You don't need to build a Hulk right now, Snooper. I'm wondering where all Snooper's wood is right now, and he's building a Hulk. Snooper, okay. Why is it a bad decision to build a Hulk? Okay. I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to draw on the screen, and I'm going to draw graphs. Okay. So when you start off a game, all right, this is like your normal... Oh my god, it's so fat. Hold on. Let's change it to skinny. Okay, there we go. So when you start off a game... Right, typically what happens is you've got one town center. So we're going to draw what a graph for one town center looks like. It looks like that. But when you add in the fishing boats, it goes like that, okay? But then it starts growing like this. The thing is with Don, he's adding in his fishing boats really late. So he's had one town center all this time, and now finally he's adding in the fishing boats, which means that he's going to peak a lot later than you typically would if you had the fishing boats. And as a result, it means that adding in this guy right here on the screen right now, you don't really need him. It's a bit of a waste, to be honest, just simply because where you're sitting right now, your enemy's fishing economy, it's not a big threat to you. In the early game, a fishing economy is a huge threat. But in the mid game, it starts to dissipate significantly, especially in these small numbers. But we'll check in with how he's doing. Snooper on the backside here, trying his best to find some villagers, looking for that raid. Now, this is a smart move by Snooper. He wants to keep his enemy on his side of the map. So he's now looking to obtain map control and looking to reaffirm that. So I think this is a really smart move from him. Keep his opponent in his base. With this Hulk, he's going to be able to shut down this front. And now we see Snooper going to be able to go up to the 4th age with that chest piece. When he adds this Palace of Swabia in a very curious position, I mean, there's probably not many better positions here. Let's have a look and see. Yeah, I mean, the next best was like here. I think this is a pretty good position. You've got a lot of good room for farms around it. A little bit exposed to rams, but other than that, I think it's fine. But, I mean, Snooper has now managed to get up to the 4th age. He's distracted his opponent. He's kept him on his side of the map. We can see a battering ram is actually out for him. But it's not going to matter. So the only thing that Snooper can die to right now is a Don Artie timing push. But Don Artie's actually going to age 3 himself. And he's going with the King's Palace. So there's not enough pressure coming out from Don Artie. So it looks like he's kind of been a little bit, I wouldn't say outplayed, but out-macroed at this point. I disagreed with his Hulk significantly. I thought this was very unsafe, but, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him. My main concern is he's not going to have enough infrastructure. He needs to get his infrastructure out quick smart. He needs to be, he needs to be going straight into men-at-arms. He needs to be going straight into lancers, get those armored units out quickly. Ideally, if he can drop a blacksmith down, get +1 as soon as possible is really going to help him as well in this matchup. If you can make it to any elite tech and have a significant mass, which it looks like you're doing with men-at-arms, so going up to early, from early to normal men-at-arms here, I think this is pretty good. And you might be thinking, okay, well, the Hulk is going to defend the passage, and yeah, it defends this passage, but it doesn't defend this passage, at least not at the moment. Not until it gets up there. And it's going to be, very difficult because if forces do get behind over here, there's a potential threat that can be made. And that's exactly what happens. But once again, I think the primary issue that he's going to have is just that Snooper is up in the 4th age now. And that Snooper is going to be able to punish this significantly. All Snooper needs to do is get like 6 or 7 armored units out that are upgraded to elite. There's nothing he can do. Snooper playing quite well, also going up and grabbing the Sacred Site. So I think that's quite a smart move from him. Going to be able to shut this down completely. Manages to kill the dock from Don. Getting neutralized on that Sacred Site. And honestly, this is such a smart move by Snooper. He's distracting Don. He's forcing all of his units to come up here. So all that he wants to be doing is stopping any sort of push on this front. That's all he wants. But you can see that there's not even enough units out here to even potentially do that. Even if Don's army was in Snooper's base, it wouldn't be a threat. 27 military units, not upgraded on the spears. Don's still sitting in the... well, actually, he has reached the 3rd age now, going up to the King's Palace. But keep in mind, this is part of the reason why we call that Exodia, or the HRE have that Exodia. Don Hardy, I like what you're thinking, Don. Don going for triple town center here. But this is why it's called the Exodia, is because even if you go for a triple town center, and you guys might be sitting there like, oh my god, English triple town center, that's crazy. Yeah, that might be crazy, but you know what's even crazier? 5 town centers. And that's what HRE is sitting on right now. 5 town centers. So he's like, he's flying to the moon. You know that song like, fly me to the moon? Like, that is where Snooper is right now. Whereas Don Hardy, like, he's sitting on the toilet. He's not having a good punt. Even with 3 town centers, he's still not doing well. So 54 villages. And you might be wondering, why is this 5 town centers? Okay, well, you got your first town centers here. The one that you start off with. And then you've got this town center here. And you're looking at it, you're like, this is just a landmark, Drongo. That is clearly just a single building. There's not 4 town centers in there. Well, these villages are trained 4 times as fast. So that means instead of taking 20 seconds, they take 5 seconds. And they cost only 1/4 of the cost. So instead of costing 50 food, they cost 12 food. So it acts as, basically, if you had 4 town centers, you would be producing the exact same amount of villages as you would with this. But you'd be paying 4 times the cost. That would be the primary difference. So yeah, it's like, it is such a massive difference. And now, I mean, Snooper's in an incredible position. He's going to keep scaling. 69 villages for a brief second there. Very nice. 62 for Don. And it's just going to keep rocketing up. Like, we're going to, at the end of this game, you're going to look at the villager graph. And Snooper is going to be the victor, and his villager graph is just going to look insane. But speaking of insane, I mean, he has now got elite men-at-arms out. I don't think there is anything Don can do against elite men-at-arms. I'm actually just going to run through every single unit that Don can make. Longbows will not work. His own men-at-arms. Actually, his own men-at-arms could potentially work. Oh, no, it won't. These men-at-arms will beat them because they've got, yeah, +6 versus heavy. So men-at-arms won't work. Cavalry, I mean, knights probably won't work because they've got the +6 against heavy. Horsemen definitely won't work. The only thing I can think that could potentially win for Don is mass mangonel. And it has to be a lot. It has to be a huge amount. I'm talking like 8 to 9 mangonels. The only thing I can think of that would beat this right now is mass mangonels. Other than that, I don't think there's any... Maybe bombards as well could potentially beat it, because bombards could one-shot it. Nice pathing right there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure bombards can one-shot these, but I'm not 100%. I think they need chemistry as well. But then once you get the upgrade from the university, then it doesn't matter, because they will survive the one-shot. University now coming through as well. You can see he's actually getting the tech as well. Elite army tactics coming through. I think this is a good game. I don't think there's any way Don is able to win this one, unfortunately. So keep in mind the score is currently 1-0. Don Hardy is ahead. But with this game, Snooper obviously coming in with an amazing game plan, demonstrating his prowess on this map, and showing the true power of the Holy Roman Empire. I mean, we have just seen, to be honest, it's just an out macro, really, is what it comes down to, or an out game plan. Out strategy is really where it comes down to. Don tries his best to manage what's in front of him, but it doesn't matter because Snooper's just able to outplay it. But now Mangonel tries to get the shot off. It looks like it's just going to hit the spring, or a couple of villagers also getting tagged in there. Down to 14 health, not doing particularly well. And back towards the base of Snooper, it looks like this villager's just going to be hitting down towards that prelate. You can see he's adding in a whole bunch of infrastructure back here. Lots of farms getting added in as well. Wheelbarrow and horticulture have both come in, so his food economy looking very healthy. Snooper on the other side of the map is also beginning to push in, but look, he's got the triple springalds are going to be able to come out, one-shotting the mangonel, at least if they get all their 3 shots off. There we go. Oh, it didn't work. No screen really coming in. This is going to be an absolute destruction here. Don Hardy unfolding, or trying to unfold his mangonels, but Snooper doing an incredible job there. And look at the men-at-arms. I mean, you're talking about men-at-arms that have got 6 armor against longbows that have got 10 attack. So they're doing 4 attack each. So it's pretty difficult. You can see how much they're struggling here. 216 damage. These are elite men-at-arms. There's really not a lot that Don can do in this position. Mangonels just getting completely shredded. And GG gets called. Don Hardy tapping out there. So very well played from Snooper and demonstrating why that Holy Roman Empire Exodia is just so strong. Honestly, it is such a strong build order, so difficult to defeat when it's executed well. And Snooper doing a great job. So let's just take a look at that 5 town center power right there. There you go. So you can see as soon as he gets up to the 4th age, boom, baby. Just, you know, like the stairway to heaven right there. You can see he goes idle for a little bit there, but it doesn't matter. He's just, I mean, he just goes so far ahead. He's just able to keep up. So yeah, doing very, very well there. But if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I'll leave a link in the description to both of these players' Twitch channels. Make sure you check them out. They're incredible players, good friends, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the cast. Make sure you guys catch game number 3. Game 1, unfortunately, wasn't here, but game number 3 will be, so check it out.